Time again would rather tell you how to live your life instead of trying to improve their own life.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. You're my hero, too. It is amazing to see this turnout. And, you know, the fake news, they're going to be all in the back all weekend. Fake news. They're going to be here throughout the next couple days. And they say, students don't support this president. There's no conservative students out there. And this is the largest ever gathering of teenage conservatives in the history of the country, right? We have an unbelievable lineup planned for you. We have senators, Senator Rand Paul, Senator Ted Cruz, Senator Mike Lee. We got Donald Trump Jr., we got Kimberly Guilfoyle. We got the biggest names in the movement. I think we have a speaker tomorrow. Actually, we're gonna have a competition of who actually gets in line the earliest. You, right there? She said she brought a tent, is what she said. Sleeping out there, you don't care, right up front. That's commitment. It's commitment. When I started Turning Point USA with the help of mentor and friend Bill Montgomery, I was 18 years old. I was a teenager when I started Turning Point USA, and I was told what I guarantee so many of you are told every single day. Stop doing this conservative thing. How many of you heard that before? From your friends, from your family, from the people around you, or just stay in line and don't make too big of a ruckus. Who's heard that before? Who here has been treated differently by teachers or by friends because of your conservative beliefs, right? Now, the fun thing about this conference is we're not going to do what the squad does. Do we like the squad, by the way? We don't do what the squad does, where they play victim. Instead, we say, you know what? The left, they're doing everything they can to silence us. We metaphorically, not literally, metaphorically are going to punch back twice as hard. We're not going to allow the left to shut us up online, right? We're not going to allow the left to kick us out of class because you say something correct and factual against a teacher. How many of you had that happen before, right? This conference is a testament. It's a testament that the elites that say there's no such thing as young conservatives, that say there's no such thing as young teenage conservatives, have been totally and completely wrong. And something happened this last year. There was an insult to everyone in this room. When there were high school kids from Covington High School that came on a field trip, and they tried to portray all of you that are teenage conservatives out there as horrible and vile and hateful with no evidence. And that's what the media did. It was guilty until proven innocent. Because they can't understand and they can't comprehend that this generation, Generation Z, could possibly be the most conservative generation in American history, right? Here's the way I look at it. I'm a millennial. I'm right on the cusp. All of you grew up and you were watching millennials. You were watching older brothers and sisters, cousins. You were watching people a couple years ahead of you, and you say, I don't know what I believe, but it's definitely not that. Being offended by everything, political correctness, anti-facts, emotion first, trashing our flag, trashing our country. By the way, do we love Betsy Ross or do we love Betsy Ross, right? This generation that are currently in high school and early college, teenagers out there, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to challenge millennials, a little bit older, and say, listen, this victimology, this America bashing, this oppression Olympics, you know what the oppression Olympics are? Here's how it works. You have a victim. Hi, I'm a victim. Why? Just because I'm a victim. Great. And then you have someone that says, no, I'm a bigger victim than you because I have all these other identities that are allegedly oppressed. And you have someone else that say, I am the biggest victim of all. And they're competing. It's called the oppression Olympics. When in reality, everyone's going to have something difficult happen in their life one way or the other, regardless of skin color, regardless of religion, regardless of where you come from. Difficulty will come across every single individual. There's two ways to handle difficulty. You can blame other people and ask for stuff, even though you don't deserve it. And you could try to think as if there's virtue in victimhood. Yes, feel so sorry for me because I just feel sorry for me because I'm a woman. And, oh, really? Or you could be a victor. And you can say, you know what? There might be some bad things that have happened to me, but I'm going to work harder. I'm going to prove people wrong. And, right? And I'm not going to ask for something in return. I'm not going to say, oh, because of all these things that people say that are happening to me, I deserve something for that. And this is the divide happening in America right now, is victimology versus a victor mentality. Do you ever notice how unhappy the left seems to be in America? Find me a happy leftist. There's no joy, there's no spirit. You can't make jokes because that's politically incorrect. And here's the divide. You could be angry that you live in America, or you could be thankful that you live in America. Gratitude. If you're thankful for something, you're going to fight to preserve it. You're going to fight to protect it. But if you're bitter about something, then you're going to try to find something wrong that doesn't really exist. Here's the question. For our generation, because I consider myself kind of adjacent to Generation Z. I'm pretty close. I'm 25, so I'm not totally in there. Well, all of you, do you want to live in a country that is run by people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? I will say this. If you actually read the full presidential tweet, the tweet heard around the world, really carefully, President Trump said, why don't they go fix their country, then come back? He wasn't saying to leave. He was saying, why don't you go temporarily to show how good you are at fixing countries? Actually, read the tweet. It's interesting. You read the whole thing. He never said to leave permanently, and come back could show us how you're able to fix these horrendous countries. And by the way, you could deport their ideas, because their ideas are going to destroy our country from within. It's easy to be a socialist. It's easy. Imagine how much easier all your lives would be. How many more friends you would have. How much better your grades would be, right? Right? You would have been, how many of you, I guarantee every hand will go up, have figured some form of backlash because it's difficult to be a conservative. Of course. Lower grades, stranger looks, friends posting about you on social media, calling you the worst things you could possibly imagine. Right? The worst things. Don't be a victim. Be like, you know what? You weren't my friend anyway. You know what? There's things more important than getting an A in your stupid class anyway. Right? Purveying truth and saying the correct thing. It takes courage to do the right thing in the eyes of opposition. That's what courage is called. And it takes courage to be a conservative. It takes extra courage to be a young conservative, especially a teenage young conservative, because there's an expectation. Your teachers expect you to follow the liberal dogma, expect you to love the squad, and they don't expect you to wear those hats. They do not expect you to say good things about the Constitution or about America. And when you dare think differently, what do? I'm the teacher, you're the student, sit down. Right? I'm the teacher, you're the student, obey. What all of you are doing by being here, and what all of you embody so brilliantly, is that the leftists in the classroom, the leftists in the culture, and the leftists in Congress will not shut all of you up. Ever. And so it's easy to be a socialist. You can just give out stuff to any sort of group that asks for it. Free education, free health care for non-citizens. Just give out. It's very easy to be generous with other people's money. When you're not working for something, and this is why it's so tempting. How many of you have socialist friends? Almost every hand goes up. It's wonderful. It's so easy to be socialist when you're young. Well, because a lot of you have jobs, I'm guessing because you're conservatives, and I'm guessing a lot of you have parents or families that make you work for what you get and instill good values. But a lot of your generation is not yet there. They're not paying 8% in FICA tax, or they look at a paycheck maybe at working at a movie theater or waiting tables or, introductory high school jobs. They say, wait a second, I thought my wage was $10 an hour. What's this? Who's this FICA guy? Makes you a conservative rather quickly, doesn't it? But it's easy to believe that we just need to give a little bit more power to the government. Yeah, let's just give a little bit more. This time they'll get it right. Let's just give a little bit more to the government that has put us $22 trillion in debt and declared reckless, endless wars over the last 30 years. Let's just give a little bit more power to the DC elite that have done nothing over the last 40 years and keep asking us to get them reelected. Let's just give them a little bit more power. It's tempting when you're young to do that. But what you're doing is difficult. It's what's actually hard, because you're selling something that's hard. You're selling you have to work harder to be successful. You're selling that you might have to wake up before 7 a.m. to be successful. You're selling personal responsibility. But if there's one thing you take away from this conference, do what is correct, not always what is easy. Do what is rooted in truth. And that will eventually win. And look, you're going to go through difficult times. For those of you that are going to college soon or are already in college, whatever opposition you faced in high school, quadruple it from the moment you step in college. No matter what it is, the vile attacks, the losing of friends, and the cultural rebellion. But I'm telling you right now, this conference, you will find 1, 2, or 3 true friends for a lifetime that agree on principle, that agree on worldview. And those will be your real friends for a long time to come. Two final things. Number one, there's a lot of fake news running around. If you don't want to talk to the press, don't talk to the press. Okay, I'm going to give you some very pragmatic advice. They're going to be looking for you to say something wrong. If you want to talk and it's cleared by our staff, so be it. Don't feel pressure to do it. You can keep walking. I'm being very pragmatic about it. They would love nothing more than to get one of you to say something that you might regret saying, okay? They do not have your best interest at heart, okay? They don't. So just remember that, because we're going to have 115 press back there. Number 2, there's going to be a line very, very early tomorrow morning. We already have people that are going to be camping out quite early. We'll be announcing this throughout the night. Doors, I believe, the wands will open at 7 a.m., but people are going to get there a lot earlier. There is no guarantee that every person here right now will get a seat, okay? Because we have people that have flight delays and everything. So the earlier you get there, the better. That's all we're going to say. The earlier you get there, the better. Final thing I'll say is this. Final thing I'll say is this. If you're a student, we will do everything we can to make sure you have a seat. Sorry, adults. Final thing we'll say is this. This organization stands to assist every single one of you on your journey towards fighting for freedom. Starting a Turning Point USA High School group will help you with that. Fighting online, we're going to help you with that. better equipping you in every single regard, we're going to help you with that. Our organization, Turning Point USA, now present on 1,400 high school and college campuses across the country, continues to do what people thought was impossible. Thank you. We do what people thought was impossible. They told me 6 years ago, there are no more young conservatives. That's already maxed out. There's already enough going on. Look at how wrong the elites were. And I do a lot of conferences. I have to say my favorite is the High School Teenage Summit. It really is, because you guys have the most energy, you guys have the most enthusiasm, and don't be afraid to be excited. This is a place where you are able to network and you're able to connect and you are able to feel as if you belong, because you do, and you get trained up, you get energized to go back and win that culture war on your high school or college campus. So guys, thank you guys so much. We're gonna have a great event. Thank you.